Hi guys, welcome to Music Business Today, where we bring you the latest and greatest news across the internet.
Yes, we do. Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about One Direction's new movie, how that did in box offices. I think you might be surprised and not surprised. Some Kanye West, he's always in the news, let's face it. And some stuff that was found on Chainz tour bus, so stick around. Hi everyone, welcome back to Music Business Today. I am Hannah Renee.
And I'm Kane Harrison, and we're going to kick it off with some One Direction news. I don't think there's any surprises, Hannah, to be honest, that Sony Pictures Releasing is delighted to announce that One Direction, This Is Us, stormed straight to #1 in the UK box office with nearly £3.5 million.
Yeah, well, even just in 4 days, they way beat Justin Bieber's for his, whatever his film was called, Never Say Never.
It did include their piloting sort of series, which they've done as well. But at the same time, I think One Direction are clearly kind of the biggest thing in the world right now.
They really are. It's insane.
Yeah, so Simon Cowell, he's done incredibly well by sticking those guys together. And
well, he's a great businessman. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I mean, they know exactly who the market is.
Yeah.
So they put these, good-looking guys together, and they're all kind of 20-ish.
Good-looking young guys. So you get all the tweens. You get a few of the older girls.
So they've done incredibly well, and they're just absolutely killing it. But you're dead right that One Direction definitely outgrossed Justin Bieber. So nearly outgrossed
worldwide cum of 32.5 million.
Yeah, they nearly outgrossed him by 166%. In the same market. So it just goes to show. But of course, One Direction also are like the sweethearts of it all, whereas Bieber's changed this attitude to try and be this badass that everyone's kind of sick of.
When his film first came out, I don't think he'd quite completely crossed over to
that's
the
probably
I'm a
true
total
too.
badass
That
yet.
is probably true.
So.
But someone else who is a badass and really just a dumbass more than anything is Kanye West. And
are you fond of him?
Well,
please tell me.
I mean, fair enough. I get it, all the stuff, but he is a moron because he just is constantly in the news about doing stupid stuff. And this is something, it's not, I mean, it's each their own. He obviously got paid a lot of money, but he...
$2 million, I think?
Yeah, went off to Kazakhstan and played a gig for a foreign leader who'd been accused of torture and other abuses.
Yeah. So needless to say, civil rights, human rights activists and the like, even if you're not like a designated activist, they're not happy about it.
It's questionable.
Yeah.
Either
well,
way,
it was at
the
leader's son's wedding, I believe. Right. So it wasn't technically, directly for said leader, but it was for his family, and he was there. It
is what it is. Let's just move on because I'm sick of him. I liked it best when he got out. Remember when we had that story and he came out and he headbutted the stop sign? That's my favourite one so far.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I like the best.
That was really wonderful. Well, how about this? The Beatles' formal Apple? I can't talk anymore.
Apple iPhones?
Yeah. Apple Records offices in London have sold for £10.2 million.
That is not surprising either, to be honest.
Because insanity. That's insane.
I know,
but they sold them, they renovated them, and they are planning to be renting them by the end of the year as apartments for anywhere from £750 a week to £1,150 a week.
Yeah, I mean, London is incredibly expensive.
Yeah. So it's not really.
It's not that unrealistic. I was
expecting it to be a little higher for what the history of the place is.
History and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I imagine going there, it's not like they'd have much of what was there left there and all that sort of stuff that goes with it. But it's pretty reasonable. But at the same time, still raking the cash in as usual.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
And
so
surprise.
What did they find on Chainz bus? Would you like to enlighten us?
The Oklahoma City Police discovered 2 semi-automatic pistols, a 12-gauge pump shotgun, along with prescription painkillers and marijuana residue on a tour bus occupied by the rapper 2 Chainz. So
and they got pulled over, not because the police officer suspected anything. They actually got pulled over because their taillights were out.
Well, this seems like it happens every second week. I know that once in Australia there was a band who had this really squeaky clean reputation, and so they hired this PR agency to come and take photos of them being pulled over by the police, and then they released all this information, the photos and everything went with them because they wanted to change their reputation. And it just seems like this is all the time. I mean, as if this isn't going to happen. So it's kind of, I mean,
it's kind of expected. Like, I wasn't
stunt,
really surprised when I heard that it happened, but at the same time, like, you gotta respect.
I mean, he performed with Lil Wayne and T.I. The previous night, both who have obviously done time. T.I. famously does a bunch of time all the time. It's almost like when his television ratings are coming down a little bit, let's go to prison.
Yep.
Badass reputation, back on track, let's go again. So, I mean, it is what it is. But
yeah, well.
Anyway.
I mean, they were hotboxing it in the back of that bus, apparently, according to that police officer that pulled him over. He's like, so as soon as I opened the door, he was like, pot in my face. Saw smoke coming out of the back.
Surprise, surprise.
Cool. I'm sure the bus driver thanks them for it.
Locally, tell me what's going on with the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Well, locally, everyone knows the expansion that the Country Music Hall of Fame has been working on. They have actually reached $78 million in funds raised for that campaign, which is good, which is really good. They still need more. They need, I think, about another $20 million to be able to finish, in the clear as far as everything goes. But I mean, they've raised a good chunk of money. They're estimated to have it done by March 2014. They've been working on it since 2011.
For the people who aren't in Nashville that are watching this, that area has gone under a complete facelift to begin with. There's new hotels. We've got the new Music City Centre down there, which is a monster of a building, which the city piled a bunch of money into as well. Very controversial at the time, but we have it there now. And the Country Music Hall of Fame kind of sits in amongst that area.
Yeah, it's right in that
It's a really cool building. It looks really good. It's a great place to have great shows. You can become a member of it, so you can just come and go as you please. But they're expanding it some 200,000 square feet. So which they kind of need to do, because when you actually go in there, it's a bit pokey and you sort of have to move around. And
it can be a little rough to get around.
Yeah, but they have, I think, at the moment they still have a cafe in there, and they have acoustic performances,
they have, like, some
from
theater
the country artists
and
all that sort of stuff. So I think that the expansion will allow for a lot more of that. But donations have come in from across the board. So Blue Cross Blue Shield, who's Nashville based, Tennessee Health Foundation, also Nashville, BMI. So a bunch of local corporations have gotten behind the whole expansion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the Country Music Hall of Fame. Like, it's kind of just a staple and an example of what Nashville is, and the country music that's come from here and that's come to here, and just everything that Nashville represents. So.
Yeah, and as I said, it's such a cool part of town. You can get on a horse and cart and actually come past there, jump in there, then go down Broadway and do all that sort of stuff. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. Now, Hannah and I have differing opinions about this next story, so Hannah can definitely start it.
Okay, I think it's adorable. I'm not saying go out and walk down the street dressed exactly the same as your child, but in a picture that you're posting of you sitting clearly in your house, like on your couch. Okay, so Danny Gokey.
He was an American Idol, I think, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. And he then came to Nashville and tried his hand as a country music artist. We haven't heard a lot from him since then, to be fair. Yeah. But he has since had a 7-month-old boy.
He has a child. He has a little boy, and apparently he's always blowing up his Facebook with pictures of the two of them.
Very proud.
But this picture has been posted on the wonderful World Wide Web.
It has.
NashvilleGab.com.
I'm certain we're going to put it up for you guys to see.
Oh yeah, you can find it on our website. But I just think it's adorable. First off, his little child is just precious, and he's got his little hipster glasses on, which just make him look adorable with his little child. And I just think it's a cute picture.
Well, let me tell you what I think. It's
I'm such a girl.
It's ridiculous. If you're a grown man, do not dress the same as your 7-month-old child. And it actually says here, it says this, no way to escape this. My wife makes us do it. That's what he said on there. So the wife's going, come on, boys, come on. Get together in the front here. Let's have a nice photo.
I'm not saying it is tacky if you leave your house like that. Please do not leave your house like that.
Let's dress in homemade tablecloths and look the same as a 7-month-old.
For this one picture, Danny, I think it's adorable.
Mate, you seem like a fantastic bloke, but if you ever wonder why your musical career hasn't taken off, it's because you're dressing like a 7-month-old child. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Please, Hannah.
I have choice words for you, sometimes Kane, but I'm going to choose to be nice and maintain a proper image, as we discussed in the last episode.
Well, that's very strange. So, but
as soon as the cameras are
yeah,
off,
it's different. The claws come out. Don't worry about that. But that is all we have time for, guys, on this wonderful, very fiery edition of Music Business Today. Don't forget to check us out across all the Facebook platforms and all the pages
the phone
we've got
app.
going.
Get it on your phone.
The phone app,
watch
you can watch
us,
all
share
this
it.
stuff. You can see me and Hannah go toe to toe next time we have another Music Business Today. See you guys.